The rest of the story. At the turn of the century, Eastern colleges dominated track and field. And one of the best of those dominant Eastern schools was Lafayette College in Easton, Pennsylvania. In 1909, Lafayette's track team was comprised of 46 outstanding athletes. Their coach, Harold Anson Bruce, would later coach the Austrian Olympic track team. In fact, Lafayette's only problem was getting other schools to compete with them. I'll tell you how much of a problem it was. The 1909 Alumni Day track and field meet was only weeks away, and Coach Bruce couldn't find any other coach from any other school to provide an opposing team for the event. Finally, he contacted Coach Glenn Warner, Pop Warner, who was coaching at Carlisle Institute. Would Warner please bring his track team to Lafayette for Alumni Day? Well, Warner was reticent. Would Lafayette pay for Carlisle's transportation, he wanted to know. Coach Bruce reluctantly said yes, and then a flood of second thoughts. How would those in the stadium on Alumni Day react to the sight of invincible Lafayette humiliating some pathetically inferior last-minute competitor? It hardly seemed honorable. Perhaps Coach Bruce ought to have scheduled an exhibition instead, a demonstration of athletic prowess by his 46 team members with no opponents at all. But it was too late now. In a matter of days, the Carlisle team would arrive at the train station. Maybe after all, the Lafayette alumni would be delighted by a blowout. Coach Bruce hoped so. Well, a blowout it turned out to be. But this is the rest of the story. Now it's Alumni Day. The Lafayette Stadium is overflowing. The half-mile event, first place, won by Carlisle? By Carlisle. Second place to Carlisle. Then came the mile run. And again, it was Carlisle boys finishing first and second. Well, time for the 2-mile event. Again, the Carlisle team ran first and second. High hurdles, Carlisle wins. Low hurdles, Carlisle wins. Pole vault, shot put, high jump, broad jump, Carlisle. The little ugly duckling won them all. And before the Lafayette alumni filed solemnly out of the stadium that day, their alma mater had scored 31 points in the combined events. Their opponent, Carlisle, had scored 71 points, more than twice those accumulated by the supposedly invincible Lafayette squad. Well, real sports buffs already know what I'm about to say. The Carlisle Institute, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, was a school for Native Americans. And among the American Indians on Carlisle's track team was a young man who would later be called our nation's greatest all-around athlete, Jim Thorpe. And yet this one thing more the record books have overlooked. Carlisle absolutely, totally, thoroughly humiliated the presumably superior Lafayette track team in 1909. The much-vaunted 46-member Lafayette track team of 46 excellent athletes. Even though the Carlisle team that accomplished that astonishing upset was comprised of only 5. And now you know the rest of the story.